Illegal. Napoleon.
7 minutes. That's all it took for Tiffany Henyard to be out as the Democratic nominee for Thornton Township Supervisor, and she left here visibly upset.
What if the so-called super mayor isn't so super after all? Thornton Township Supervisor and Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard has found herself in the middle of a political storm so chaotic, it could be ripped straight from a drama series. From lawsuits to accusations of voter suppression, lavish spending scandals, and even allegations of manipulation, the saga surrounding Henyard is nothing short of jaw-dropping. And the latest twist? A lawsuit that has everyone in Thornton Township asking, what is really going on behind the scenes?
What do you do tonight if you don't get the Democratic Party's nomination?
What do you mean? I will be victorious tonight. You will see. My people are here. They're not gonna go nowhere.
First, let's set the stage. Henyard's political career has always been controversial, but this year it's reached an unprecedented level of chaos. It all started with her bid to secure the Democratic nomination for Thornton Township Supervisor, a position she currently holds. But instead of a typical primary election, State Senator Napoleon Harris, who also serves as the Democratic committee, threw a wrench in her plans by switching to a caucus, a process Thornton Township hasn't used in decades. This decision alone sparked outrage, with Henyard and her allies alleging it was a calculated move to keep her off the ballot.
Last month, the judge issued a temporary restraining order blocking her from making those appointments without approval from trustees.
The caucus itself was nothing short of a spectacle. Henyard's name was disqualified from the ballot because her slate of candidates didn't include a certified assessor, a requirement for nomination. Instead, Harris, who led the caucus, secured the nomination for himself, leaving Henyard and her supporters fuming. And when we say fuming, we mean storming out of the caucus to the sound of the crowd chanting a mocking goodbye song, a scene straight out of a high school drama. Henyard didn't mince her words, calling the process illegal and accusing Harris of orchestrating an unfair system to shut her out. "You didn't run none of this the right way," she shouted, her frustration boiling over. But that was just the beginning. Henyard, who is also running for re-election as Dolton mayor, has vowed to fight back. At a fiery rally with her supporters, she claimed the caucus was riddled with voter suppression tactics and election rigging. She accused Harris of barring hundreds of her supporters, including seniors and local officials, from entering the venue, forcing them to stand outside in freezing temperatures. "Your right to vote was hijacked," she declared, rallying her base with fiery rhetoric. She's not just stopping at words, though. She's filed a lawsuit against Harris and the caucus process, promising to expose what she calls an injustice.
For months, there is a new legal battle brewing in Dolton between the mayor and some village trustees.
As Regina Waldrop explains, it has a lot to do with 2 meetings held earlier this week.
And here's where things get even messier. Henyard's lawsuit has already sparked intense debate, with critics calling it yet another distraction from her own scandals. Imagine a criminal filing a lawsuit against the people trying to stop her from being a criminal. One resident commented online, echoing the sentiments of many in the community. Others have been even more blunt, demanding someone please put that criminal in prison already. These aren't baseless accusations either. Henyard's tenure as both mayor and township supervisor has been plagued with allegations of corruption and financial mismanagement.
We believe strongly that that meeting was improperly called and improperly held. The residents of Dolton.
Let's talk about those scandals. Henyard has been accused of using taxpayer money like her personal piggy bank. Reports have surfaced of her dropping tens of thousands of township funds on first-class flights, fancy dinners, and even beauty services. One particularly shocking revelation, a single Amazon shopping spree that reportedly cost over $40,000 in January 2023. That's right, $40,000. And while residents of Dolton struggle with a median income of just $24,000, Henyard is pulling in nearly $300,000 annually from her combined roles. Critics have been quick to point out the disconnect, with many dubbing her the worst mayor in America. But the scandals don't stop there. Henyard's critics have also pointed to her questionable use of township resources during the Democratic caucus. It's been reported that she bussed in seniors to participate using Thornton Township vehicles, but the effort backfired when many of these buses arrived late, leaving dozens of her supporters stranded outside the venue. Opponents were quick to seize on this mismanagement, calling it yet another example of Henyard's poor leadership. She didn't even have her people organized, one attendee remarked. How can she run the township if she can't even run a caucus? Meanwhile, allegations of financial misconduct have only fueled public outrage further. Beyond her lavish spending, Henyard has faced scrutiny for her controversial ordinance to slash the salary of any future township supervisor to just a fraction of what the position currently pays. Critics argue this was a blatant attempt to discourage challengers and consolidate her own power. Municipal Attorney Bert Odelson has slammed the ordinance as so illegal in so many ways, adding that it violates basic principles of fair governance. This move, combined with the reported misuse of public funds, has led many residents to question whether Henyard's leadership is motivated by public service or self-interest.
Everything is my vetoes. So I got several vetoes here that the board
And yet, Henyard's defiance remains unshaken. In a bizarre Facebook livestream earlier this month, she lashed out at her critics, accusing them of conspiring to destroy her reputation. Speaking directly to her audience, she declared, "They don't want to see me win because I'm too strong. But trust me, the truth will come out." She even hinted at releasing what she called receipts to expose her opponents, though no evidence has been presented so far. For many watching, the livestream only reinforced the image of a mayor who thrives on drama rather than solutions. Still, her loyal supporters continue to rally behind her, insisting she's a victim of political sabotage.
Now she's teasing a big announcement that she claims will result in some of her opponents being arrested and charged.
But it's not just the spending that has people talking. Henyard has also been accused of weaponizing the police for political retaliation. Business owners in Dolton have come forward claiming they were raided or had their licenses revoked after refusing to donate to events tied to her office. One trustee even described the raids as a queen's ransom, alleging that businesses were targeted simply for not bowing to Henyard's demands. And if that wasn't enough, her use of police officers as personal security has drawn massive criticism. Instead of patrolling the streets, officers have reportedly been assigned to chauffeur her around and even assist with errands. Henyard's leadership style has also been called into question. Trustees and colleagues have described her as abrasive and dictatorial, with one trustee likening their relationship to being in a mentally abusive environment. Public meetings often devolve into shouting matches, with Henyard lashing out at dissenting voices. In one particularly fiery rant, she accused her critics of attacking her because she's a black woman in power. "Y'all should be ashamed of why y'all sell," she said, pointing fingers at her opponents during a live-streamed meeting. But even as she paints herself as a victim, the allegations against her continue to pile up.
It's a power grab. That's it. Power and money grab.
And the lawsuits don't stop there. Henyard has also gone after Dolton trustees, accusing them of violating procedures at previous board meetings. Meanwhile, her own administration is under fire for blocking permits that would allow the Park District to use grant money for improvements. Critics allege this is yet another example of Henyard using her position to punish her political opponents. The Park District president has publicly accused her of holding up $600,000 in grant funds, leaving taxpayers to foot the bill if the permits aren't issued soon.
Also new tonight, Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard is suing some village trustees over Monday's meeting.
Adding to the mounting controversies, Henyard's handling of township board meetings has faced criticism for a lack of transparency and decorum. Several trustees have alleged being blocked from accessing key financial documents and meeting agendas, leaving them uninformed about critical decisions. The environment has been described as hostile and chaotic, with accusations that Henyard deliberately withholds information to maintain control. This has raised serious concerns about accountability under her leadership and the ability of the board to govern effectively. The situation has left residents of Thornton Township and Dolton divided. Many are frustrated and demanding change, calling for leadership that prioritizes the community's needs. However, others remain loyal to Henyard, accepting her claims of being unfairly targeted by political enemies. At a recent rally, her supporters showed strong backing as she vowed to fight against what she portrays as a coordinated effort to undermine her, emphasizing her popularity within the township. As for Harris, he's largely stayed out of the fray, refusing to engage in what he calls petty political banter. His attorney has maintained that the caucus process was entirely legal and that Henyard simply didn't meet the requirements to qualify. But with a lawsuit now in play, the drama is far from over. Henyard's legal team has promised to present evidence of voter suppression and procedural violations, setting the stage for a bitter courtroom battle. And let's not forget the looming FBI investigation. While Henyard hasn't been directly implicated, subpoenas have been issued for records tied to her administration, including documents related to her top aide. This investigation, combined with mounting public pressure, could spell trouble for the self-proclaimed super mayor.
I want to thank my two trustees, Trustee Andrew Holmes and Trustee Stan Brown, for showing up.
So what's next? Henyard has hinted at running as a write-in candidate if her lawsuit doesn't pan out. But with her reputation in tatters and the community divided, it's unclear whether she can rally enough support to secure another term. For now, residents are left watching the drama unfold, wondering whether this saga will end in redemption or ruin. What do you think? Is Tiffany Henyard the victim of a political takedown, or is she simply facing the consequences of her own actions? And how will this lawsuit impact her already controversial legacy? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. The drama is far from over, and we'll be here to bring you the latest updates as this story continues to unfold. Stay tuned.